Go. Welcome to the first episode of Muscle Spasms Back. I'm your host, Mara Marek, and I am with crazy chaos of coaching, Coach Sean Spencer. You know him from his days of his undefeated time at with the Nittany Lions and with the New York Giants. I have been awake since 2 a.m. He knows this. He texted me back at that time. The only person that works harder than me. Welcome. Welcome to Texas.
Oh, thank you. That was a nice, warm Texas welcome.
I know we've never met in person.
It's crazy, right?
It's insane.
COVID basically changed the game.
I know. It made us friends.
Yep.
And now we get to see each other in real life.
Yep.
We might even get a workout in.
We might do that.
Speaking of, what do you do for your workout?
I'm more of a circuit guy. I don't, especially on the road, I have a lot of time. Mm-hmm. You have time, but the time has to be structured. I always talk about a cadence. So I wake up every morning, I work out, I go like 1 to 2 miles on the treadmill, and then I start my circuit training. So it's like, I'll do burpees coupled with supersets on something.
You do burpees every day?
No. That's just giving you an example of a workout. So I do bear crawls. I do a lot of unconventional stuff, MMA leg kicks and punches and things. I just like to try to keep my heart rate going. Everything's to keep I'm not going into a ring fighting. I just want to keep my heart rate up. So
I know I do Thai boxing.
Yeah.
And he was like, you have such a powerful punch. You should. I go, no, I like it. You don't move.
Right.
You stay at my distance. Like if I had to fight someone, I don't know if I could do it. What do you have your guys do for training?
We have strength performance coaches. So we have them for each. We have an overall strength coach, and then we have strength coaches for each segment. So I have a D-line strength coach, Carmichael Dunbar. His dad is actually the D-line coach for the Steelers. So he's been raised around football.
Wow.
He has D-line background. It's pretty awesome to have him. It's like having another coach in the room.
D-line means defensive line, everyone.
Defensive line, yeah. So.
Okay, so what do you get to also oversee? Do you get a report?
I do not. They give us a report.
Okay.
So we do everything. I mean, it's structured, as you know, having worked with pro athletes, the body fat composition, the weight that we want them to be prescribed at for the particular season, how much weight should they gain in this off season, how much can they hold, how much lean muscle mass do they have, those type of things.
Okay, so you care about how much weight they have on them.
It's got but lean muscles. We're more concerned about body fat. Right?
Okay.
So
you don't want them to be big, because I feel like
we want them big. We want them big, but we want it to be good weight. So as you know, like your muscle can hold more than fat. So say for instance, if a kid is 6'5", 315 pounds. If he's in the mid-teens, then he's got a pretty good body fat composition. So. If they go over 20, there's a little bit like we probably got to drop that down a little. Like my bigger guys, they'll range between 20 and 24, 25, but we really try to keep the big guys in the teens to a little bit, like the high teens if they're really big, and if they're kind of that midweight, the low teens. So
now I just read something that men can have ab definition at 12%. Do you see ab definition in your guys?
Not in my D-line. No. I don't have a lot of ab definition, but there's some guys with some abs. So.
I'm sure they have a lot of power.
Yeah.
But they don't.
Yeah. But they we also know that they're holding a lot more weight. So,
yeah.
I don't want them to look like fitness models, but we just want that functional strength. That makes sense.
So what happens out on the field? I mean, don't give away your trade secrets, but when you could even make it more simple than that. Your season with the guys, they all come to start right around when? Now?
So there's different components of the training cycle. So we just went through spring football. Okay. We finished spring football. Then there's a period where they will they kind of do stuff on their own. They go home, they work out with their trainers, like yada yada yada. But then they come back, and then they start like a certain phase that we would have. That would like lead into the summer training. So they're in the early stages of that right now. The formula, you kind of want them to lift a little bit more than run at this point in time, and then you progress to the running. Because it's like a rubber band, right? You don't just pull it. You gotta stretch it, and stretch it, and stretch it. Because you really want to, you want to have injury prevention. I mean,
right.
you're not going to be a good team if you're injured. So we try to keep our guys in that mode of being healthy and functional weight training. And we don't do a lot of things that's going to hurt them or harm them. We don't want to see any injuries during those periods.
So you've seen you've been around for a little while, so you've seen training change. How do you think football has changed from when you were in it to now you coaching it?
It's amazing. The level of training the guys get at such a young age. Now you start seeing these guys, 15, 16-year-olds, they look like developed grown men, in their training, like constantly training and working out with their trainers, with their strength coaches in their high schools. I mean, the training is so, like if you even look at the 40 times in the NFL Combine, the amount of guys that run like 4.4 or better, lower, is amazing. Like that used to be like, oh, he just ran a 4.4. Now it's just like commonplace. Okay, 4.43, really good time there, But these guys are running some unbelievable times.
Yeah, I saw a couple guys run down the turf the other day, and I just started clocking them. I was like, that was 2.5 seconds. I was like, that was incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Incredible. I also here in Plano, we're in the Plano facility at Cowboys. There's a little wealth. There's a touch of wealth. It's the wealthiest county, almost in the nation. Anyway, one of my clients, I was like, listen, your daughter is a fucking maniac. I was like, let's train her to be an ultra athlete. And they're like, yeah, please. She's wild. I was like, can you imagine if you were young and you had all the resources available?
We had the universal gym when I was in high school. Where you put the little pin in there. You could do back lat pull downs.
And they could turn around.
And then you could go bench press, and you had your pull downs. That's all.
And it also had the leg extension,
yeah,
where you had to like curl
extension.
it in.
Yep, it was probably terrible for your knees. All that pressure, putting your knee like that is probably why one of my knees is messed up now. But
oh man, God. So you've been in it. We've talked about your story, but let's go back to it. Just you were more of a soccer player.
Growing up,
yep.
Both, but I thought I was Pele. So.
Do you still play?
Soccer? No. We leave that to my daughter.
Did you watch that soccer? Do you watch soccer now?
It's just kind of, if it's on, I watch it, but I'm not.
Did you see the soccer? There's like a big riot between the two. I can't remember the two teams. I was watching it in the middle of the night, but 17 people died in the stands.
Oh, man.
Did you see?
No. Horrible.
Do you think that would happen at a football game?
I hope not.
I think we're too lazy for that. Not. We're not passionate enough. It was over in Spain, I think. Yeah, they're super passionate. So you're here now. Now, when you travel, what do you do for yourself for a workout?
So I always check out the gym when I walk in, and I say, okay, this is what I'm going to do in the morning. So typically it's only like dumbbells and like some kind of treadmill or some pulling machine. So I do a combination of push-pull exercises. A lot more functional strength, walking lunges without weights. The burpees are good. The Superman push-ups, you've done that before, right? Do those type of things. And just kind of the functional training.
Just scaring people in the hotel gym?
No, I'm not. I go in there and I get it done in about 45 minutes. I'm like, then I get 20, 25 minutes cardio, Then I work out, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to time my reps. So, like, everything has to make sense to me. Like, the old days of just throwing up weight. Me and my one friend were talking about it as I was telling him I was coming to do this. It's like, man, we used to throw all these weights up. I mean, I at one point benched over 400 pounds. Like, there's no reason to do that. Benched over 400. I could hold a can on my chest. Like, I could press it like that and hold the can. I'd be like, dude, what am I doing with that? Just to walk around? No, I'm not doing that. I like the more fit, because I think the most in shape I've ever been is during that COVID period.
Yeah, you were wandering around with chains all the time around your neck.
I still use a chain. when all my stuff gets up to games, I'll have the chains going.
I mentioned that's how I saw you training. I was like, he has chains on, and they were like, chains? What's chains? So can you explain the chains?
So it's an added weight. It's more control. It's controlled, so it doesn't go all over the place. So like I will put it on the bar, on the ends of the bar, just to get like So say for instance you're doing upright row,
right?
Or you're getting the weight up and then the gravity is going to pull that chain back, so you get the weight back down. So kind of that positive, negative effect to it.
And you're lifting different links every time. Like some of them are on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Depending.
So it just goes up.
Yep. So you have
you're pulling
a variable weight.
Up. Yep. And it just, probably could be the same as putting weights, but it's just a different way of having to control it, because you really got to control the weight now.
Yeah.
And I do it because I don't squat heavy anymore. So I'll put like weights on the side, and then I'll put the chains. So when I go down, I put the same thing, like the positive, negative going up.
Do you ever do it with bands?
Yeah, I've done that with bands. I like doing push-ups with bands. You put it around your body and do the push-ups. And I like doing the push-up where, like you got the 2 dumbbells, and you put it to the ground, and you lift it up. So you get like a back row, and you place it back, and then you do a push-up, and then you do it again.
Renegade row?
Renegades.
Yes. With a band.
I didn't do it. I do it with the dumbbells.
Okay.
We can try that today if you want.
Yeah, let's try it. Let's go for it. Let's just kill ourselves.
You've done a great job. Tremendous in shape, though.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks. Yeah, you sweat it off here in Texas.
Yeah, quick.
You don't have any.
I was standing outside yesterday, like, wow, I live in Florida, but this is hot.
Well, when you get in that fresh relationship, and then they cook for you all the time. I'm always the dude in the relationship. I'm like, cook for me, bitch.
That was her. That was not me swearing.
And then you put on that happiness pounds, and then you're like, oh yeah, life still goes on. So then you have to lose it again.
Exactly.
Plus out here, everybody, I don't know. I mean, right now is not a good litmus for this, but everybody's hot here in this gym. Across the street at the restaurant, less hot, which I thought everybody was. I was like, everyone's so fit in Texas, because I only see people at the facility and people here. I was like, everyone is so good looking. Then I went out to a restaurant once, and I was like, just kidding.
Again, that's her comment, not mine. I'm just sitting here listening to it. She does have a comedic aspect
I know,
to her.
I'm sorry, guys.
I'm fine. I'm just going to listen.
Don't laugh. That would be bad. Do you guys, how often do you do their body fat?
So it goes in cycle. We probably do it once every couple of weeks.
Every couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can see the up and down. You can. You're really not going to get the true test until several months, but you can see the up and down, because the weight fluctuates too. And there's a comparison between the actual weight and then the actual body fat, right? So, and then as the weight starts to drop, then the body fat should decrease. This is a percentage, just a good barometer. I got a couple guys that are kind of challenging themselves now, who can come back at 13 or 14%. So they got a challenge going now.
Okay, so if they come back at 13, 14%, do you say that they have to weigh a certain amount still?
So you want to keep the same weight goal, right?
Got it.
Say, for instance, you're prescribing someone that's 260, but they got high body fat. Mm-hmm. Naturally, they're going to lose a little bit of that weight as they're trying to put on the muscle mass,
right,
for it to be comparable. So then we know that when we look at the chart, that we say that, okay, this is he lost his weight, his body fat has decreased. Now we got to put the lean muscle on him to get back. How do you test their body fat? I think we have the whole machine there that they can get in. I don't even know what it's called. That machine.
We have the Styco.
That too.
But
they get inside that machine, because really the pinch test is not as accurate anymore. The skin fold, the back, when I was. That's a plus or minus 9%. Yeah, because if they can get on your arm as thin, and they get your waist, and they get your chest. The 9 points of yes, yeah. Yeah, that's plus or minus 9%. So if you're, you could it could come back at 12, but you're really 21%. Yeah, so we don't do the skin. We don't do the skin fold. Hydrostatic is the best. Yeah. Yeah, we do Styco for here for the civilians, and then they get in the machine. Mm-hmm. Styco, you just stand on it. It tells your weight. Does the bioimpedance, but it also spins you around and gets all of your circumference measurements, and then you get an X-ray vision of the person. Cool. Yeah, it's really cool. It's nice for the members. Okay, should we get a workout in? You want to do it? Yeah, let's do it. What are we doing? I don't know what you did. I'm like you right now, because I ripped my bicep, and so I've been. So is it actually torn? Yeah, you have to have surgery on it. Oh my! I know. Good. I went for gold there. Yeah, I don't think you should be doing any lifts then. That's probably not. Well, smart. I just can't pull myself up So it actually tore from the pec and then rolled in.
No, from here, from down on the outside of my elbow.
I tore my pec one time and it rolled down into my arm.
Yeah. Oh.
But it was dumb. It was I was going against a graduate assistant. We were benching, having a bench off. Like I told you, I don't do this anymore. Having a bench off. We had 380 on there. Crushed it the first time. Went up to like 390, and I hit the rack as I was pushing up. And I tried, so like being too cocky, I caught it, and I tried to press it again, and that's when I thought I threw out, it blew out my shoulder, but then I took my shirt off, and I could see.
Oh,
yeah, it's not fun. I had to get surgery the next day.
The next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept going with it. I was like, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine because you feel invincible as a human.
That's common in football too, when they go out and reach and try to grab somebody,
and then they just
get pulled. Yeah, it's a bad injury.
Yeah. They have BFR bands, and I owned BFR bands, and I figured that might help. Maybe I could just do that. What happened, for the listeners, is someone was an idiot and didn't know that when they have the weight stacked on the back for a back squat, if you're going to bail, throw it backwards. And then if you have it weighted on the front, throw it forward. He did not. He curled forward, and I was tying my shoe, and I ran up and I just threw it off of him with my arm, and my bicep ripped off my elbow.
Doing it for the team.
Doing it for the team.
Like that.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt in a lot. Every morning I wake up and I spin my arm around. And I'm like, is it good? And it's I don't feel it until I went to do a pull up yesterday, and I was like, nope, we're not good. Yeah. We're not good. Okay, so we can do something.
Yeah,
We'll try. All right. Thanks, everybody. Make sure to follow him at. Oh wait, let's talk about. Are you still doing Training Chaos?
We are.
Okay, go for it. Give it a pitch. Give it a good promo.
Trained in the Art of Chaos.
Yes.
Right. And
I have some of the gear.
Instagram. We're also on Twitter. You can check it out. Haven't done a lot with it in about a year. We still have a lot of posts going on, but it's a Command Heart Achieve Outstanding Success. People committed to fitness.
Say that again.
Command Heart Achieve Outstanding Success, acronym for chaos. And it's just people that it's a lifestyle fitness, but all different sizes and functions, right? So some people are super fit, some people are, just getting into it, and some people are just lifetime fitness, but it's really just a positive attitude, how to handle your day. Wake up with a cadence in life and follow it.
Mindset.
No question.
Cool. All right. Make sure to also follow him at Coach Spencer.
No, I'm at Spence Chaos.
Spence Chaos. Okay, sorry. Yeah. And make sure to follow me at Mara Marek, and share this podcast. We love you. And check in with Arzon for Arzon's Eating Limes with Arzon. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Bye. And we just had Sean Spencer on, and now I'm here with Olympic weightlifting coach of the world, Bobby Sirkis. Yes, that's his real last name. I was supposed to go to one of his classes. I missed it, so I brought him in for my personal one-on-one. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Muscle Spasms.
The coach of the world.
Coach of the world. Yes. Okay, so I was just talking to Sean Spencer, who was a D1 coach of the Giants, and he was talking about how the men have new standards. Obviously back in the day, they just were like, get big and beefy. And now it's like, get big, but don't be so sizzler,
Yeah, I mean, when you look at how football is played now, back in the day when I was growing up, it was like 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and then it's morphed to this high octane dump it off screen pattern. So there's really no need to clog up the middle of the line anymore. So you have to have these huge people who are very athletic,
very fast.
Yes, very fast too, very very nimble.
Yeah,
which is like I said, it's different to see how, or it's really cool to see how the sport has evolved. Over the last however long I've been watching it, 20, 30 years.
It's crazy. Okay, so I wrote down a couple of. So before it was like 28 to 35% body fat, like back in our day, our youth. And now the average is 17% body fat, which you have to be below for men, right around 12% to have abs, which was unheard of for defensive linebackers to even be close to having abs. But Aaron Donald of the Rams, he's on an 80%, 20% protein, 80% fat and carb, 50% carbohydrates, and 30% fat. And he's at 11%.
Yep.
He weighs 280 pounds. And then have you heard of Nick Bosa of the 49ers?
I sure do, yep.
3%.
That's really low. That's wide receiver. That's my area.
3%.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
That is. I don't know how he maintains that. That's very.
That's like bodybuilder.
Yeah, that's nothing. So.
And those people are like dying to eat their food after they compete.
Yeah, I bet he's probably just running around all the time though.
That's true. And he eats mostly fish, lean fish.
Well, I mean, out in San Francisco, I guess it's not that hard.
It's probably cleaner there in the middle of Texas.
Yeah.
You're like, should I eat the sushi? Should I not eat the bucket?
Might as well. Put enough wasabi on it.
Okay, so let's talk about your history.
Sure.
What got you into Olympic lifting?
So I've been involved in weightlifting since about 2010.
Okay.
And so I guess that's going on, that's 12 years, so that's a long time. Or it seems like a long time, but it seems like I just started it yesterday. But before that, I played football through college at a very small school in Texas called University of Mary Hardin-Baylor.
Okay.
And graduated that in like 2002 or 3 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, I went to even smaller school. We had like 1,600 people, and we didn't really have a lot of weight training.
1,600 people in your whole school?
Yeah, no, the town.
Oh, in your town.
Yeah,
I was like,
graduated
that's
with like
a lot
70
of people. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
And this is like the late 90s, and we go in for weight training, and there'd be something on the board, and I'm just a little 5'6" guy, weighed like 130 pounds. So I was kind of intimidated to be in the weight room to start with. But I found out I was really strong on my legs, and I learned how to do cleans. And then when we started doing off-season training in college, I really enjoyed being in the weight room. And then after I graduated college, I started looking for things to do, and I came across CrossFit for a little bit, and that was okay. And then I got involved in weightlifting because it was like I loved doing cleans when I was in college, and it was just kind of right up my alley. So I just kind of picked up and ran with it.
What are your feelings on CrossFit for real though?
I make
fun
be
of
it all
honest.
the time.
Okay.
But it does a lot of good. I think anything that brings people to any type of exercise, it's a good thing. Whether or not that, and I can feel the looks through what's going on, but.
I was like, is this because you're from a medical school that you're like, yes, let's keep the economics of the injury? No, I'm just kidding. I don't have that.
Yeah, no. Getting people up and active is a good thing. Introducing them into basic movements, which is what I think CrossFit started out with, and then it's kind of morphed into something else, which is I've got other thoughts. And my mom always say, if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself.
Listen, I'm from Manhattan, so you gotta rough it up a little bit here. How
So,
about honesty is the best policy?
Right,
How about
here,
that?
I'll say the reason that I stopped doing CrossFit was right when they started doing competitions, and I was doing one of the little workouts in the competition was push-ups.
Okay.
And I know how to do the push-ups. You keep your nice flat back and whatever. And this guy next to me was doing this little worm thing. And people were going crazy because he was cranking out like fast movements.
Okay.
And I was like, man, this is dumb. So it was one of the reasons that I stopped doing it. So one of my friends is, he loves CrossFit. He's all in on CrossFit. And he's an announcer for the games and all that good stuff. And, I mentioned to him, a few times is, CrossFit doesn't have to come up with all these rules for these movements. There's already rules out there. For example, like a snatch and clean and jerk. Like there are specific rules, but then they say, well, this is a snatch, and they come up with their own rules for that. But I think since then they've kind of changed things from calling it a snatch to just ground to overhead or something like that. Or
so they don't call it
yeah.
So they shouldn't, because they do have some poor movement patterns.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to take it from textbook weightlifting to Olympic lifting too. Yeah.
So,
but yes, I agree.
But like I said, I think CrossFit it's been really good. It's been really good for weightlifting. It's got a whole bunch of people into the sport to where it's kind of viable on its own. I don't think a lot of people knew what CrossFit was. A lot of CrossFit gyms allow weightlifting in their gyms to kind of be. But that's where we're at right now. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, I think there are. I mean, I guess it's just like everything. There are things that I really love about it, and there's some things that I wish it could change. But nothing's perfect, and I think they do a good job.
Demographically, I don't want to talk about CrossFit the whole time, but demographically, I do feel like here in Texas, it's very different than other places. Because I lived in Los Angeles for a very long time, and I lived in New York for a very long time. And there, it's not as... It's intense, but here it's like, kill yourself. Like, it's really crazy. I went to one when I first moved here with my Muay Thai coach, and I showed up. He goes, show up 15 minutes early. And so I showed up 15 minutes early, and I walked in, and he goes, class is at 8. And I go, yeah. No waiver? Like, nothing to sign? And I was like, I'll kill myself outside. I'm sorry to bother you.
Yeah. The waiver thing, I've got a kind of funny story with that. So with the group setting, and when I first joined up and started coaching one of my athletes at a CrossFit gym, we were in the back of this gym. We didn't really have like any platforms. We just had space. And in the back corner was all the barbells and the bumpers and all that other good stuff. Mm-hmm. And so they would say, all right, after their warm up, go get your barbells. And so it'd be like this herd of people going back to get their stuff. Yeah. And, we're trying to lift heavy and, do certain things. And every once in a while, they don't really think to, hey, they don't have the same etiquette as we would with weightlifting. You never walk in front of someone that's about to lift. Right. And so, they would do that a few times. And someone asked me, well, aren't you afraid of missing and hitting somebody? I was like, they signed a waiver. And so that back area it was known as you've signed a waiver alley. And so after a while, we moved everything, so it wasn't that big of a problem. But yeah, sorry, sidetrack.
Oh my God, it's okay. I had a group of women, 6 attorneys, and it was like herding blind, horny cats. They were like all over the place. There were platforms, and I tried to, have 3 on one and 3 on the other, and they would just walk between them with other people, and I was like, no, we don't do that. Yeah. That's not what we do. Please don't get killed. Yeah. I'm like,
well, kind of back to weightlifting. So we were talking a little bit earlier about how you're supposed to take one of my courses. So I'm also
rude.
Yeah, I'm a lead instructor for USA Weightlifting, and part of our level 1 course is like introduction and safety and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so that's one big thing that I teach all the time is like, all right, what can you do to make sure that you are putting the athlete's safety in, number one, the person lifting, and then the people around them, and all those things, making sure that people aren't walking in front of each other, and things are cleaned up, and all those little things. Like I joke around, but that would be, now that I'm teaching, I got to do more of what I say. Type of thing, so I can't have like you signed a waiver alley anymore. So it's more like, all right, guys, you gotta chill out for a second. So
when you sent the email, you were like, "Here's all the things you need." I called my friend who is a weightlifter, and I've been lifting for 20 years, and I used to cycle, and so I had a weightlifting coach. So, but I was like, I have every other certification in the world. Let's do this avenue finally, and. I called him and I was like, bring all your what weightlifting thing do I need? I was like, he goes, shoes, a belt. And I go, I don't use those. He's like, it's okay. I was like, I'm stressed out.
Yeah. No, we didn't do too much heavy. So you didn't mess that up. Okay. But I will say one more thing. So I don't know if
No, thank you. No, I'm just kidding.
I used to ask this question in the email, but I never really got any good responses. So I think I stopped putting in this email. Maybe that started with y'all's class. But I always ask, like, what's y'all's superpowers? And so I'd like to hear what your superpower is.
Oh, I know mine.
And I will tell you mine.
So I do Muay Thai, and I do one-on-ones. And I found this out because I never guard my head well enough. And he's like, I'm just going to hit you in the head until you start guarding your head. It doesn't hurt. I'm like, I'm not learning because it doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
I know. I was like, I wish I would have learned this sooner.
Yeah. No, I always tell people, like, I'm terrible with names. So my superpower is actually it's weird. You can introduce me to 100 pets and then introduce me to 100 humans. I'll remember 100 of the pets' names and 0 of the humans' names.
I have a dog named Frank.
Yeah. Well, I'll remember Frank. I've never met Frank, but I will remember Frank for the rest of my life for whatever reason or another. I don't know why that is.
Yeah, that is. I feel like that's like an introvert thing.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah. So So let's talk a little bit about weightlifting.
Yep.
Okay, so the reason why I brought you in is because these gentlemen in the football team, so let's bring that back to that, they have to get so lean, but also be fast and powerful and be able to push huge other men that are equally fast and powerful. So I thought Olympic lifting all the way. This is how they should be training. Yeah,
so one of my favorite slides in that course, I'll come back to that, is
I'm gonna be 8 foot shorter after this.
No, I'm not trying to make you feel like because when you mentioned that this slide was the first thing that popped into my mind, and it talked about power output for different movements, and they had the basic bench, squat, and deadlift. And then they did power output for the snatch and clean and jerk, and the power output was 3 times as much when you train the snatch and clean and jerk versus just the basic, bench, deadlift, and squat. And so when you think about what's happening in those movements, those are just straight power. Like, you can move very slow doing a 1-rep mix, like bench, any of those 3 movements. But to execute a snatch, you cannot be slow at all, and it's super powerful. And you can even generate more power if you train just kind of the pulls, because the thing that I cue a lot with the lifts is it's just jumping. And so you get into a jumping position, and if you can jump, you can snatch, you can clean, and you can jerk. And so it's just and when you think about what a jump is, it's just a very explosive movement from your hips. And so you're training things on how to get your hips very, very strong, explosive, and violent. And I think that's really what makes the best athletes. You want those quick, explosive movements.
So it's great for the professional athlete. Now, what about the everyday athlete?
There isn't much difference between what's good for a professional athlete versus an everyday athlete, to me.
I agree.
They do more because that's what their job is. But
they get to sit at a home and eat. Aaron Donald eats 12 smoothies and has 20 cups of popcorn a day.
Yeah.
That's all his whole job.
Yeah, he wakes up, probably works out. Well, I don't know what he's doing, but I know for weightlifters that are training for the sport, there is everyone knows that you have to train as much as you can to get better. But where people miss, and this is where the everyday people miss it, is the recovery aspect of it. And so when you're training, you're actually breaking down muscle, and if you don't give your body enough time to rest and regenerate and recover from that last training cycle or training session, then you're just kind of spinning your wheels. Like, you're just tearing down muscles. You go from 100 to 90. You don't get that back up to 100. I mean, maybe never get it back to 100, but you only allow it to get back to 92, and then you get it down to 85. It gets back up, and it just keeps going down. And then eventually you're just overtrained, and that's where injuries occur. And so these guys, they're training and they're recovering and training and recovering. That's all they're doing, and that's why he can eat the 12 smoothies or whatever it is that he's
12
doing.
Jamba Juice smoothies.
Right, and that's their
Sugar
job.
bombs.
Train, recover, and
but the everyday athlete
doesn't have the time. They're doing this to support themselves. The everyday athlete has other things they have to do to either support themselves or support other people. So the time of the day, the time in the day isn't the same for the normal person versus the professional athlete.
Right.
So the normal person still needs to train and then figure out how to recover enough so that when they come back to the next training cycle or your training session, they're good to go. And the more frequency you can have with that, the more gains you're going to have in whatever it is that you're doing.
And as long as they're getting enough sleep. I work at I help with a wellness center at a company called Moss Utilities, Moss Mechanical, and they really took care of their employees. Like, they have a cold plunge, they have a Normatec, they have everything. We're bringing in NAD shots next week. It's like insane. I'm like, we are professional athletes, which is incredible. We can talk about NAD shots on another podcast, but I think if people had access to what professional athletes had as well, it would start to extend life expectancy again, because right now it's kind of on a downshift, which is strange because we all just had 2 years off from work.
Yeah.
Right?
Just sitting home doing nothing for 2 years, right?
You know what, though? Isn't it crazy how people still think that women, I'm talking about women, I guess they're people.
Some people, they might say barely, but whatever.
Gross. They don't think that, they still think that Olympic lifting is going to make them huge and gross. I know. I'm like, well, first of all, I would like to talk to you about genetics and how you only can make as much muscle as you're genetically disposed to. So your body is your body.
For the most part. I mean, yes, you introduced me as the world weightlifting coach or something like that. So
the world.
Yes, right. So let's just assume for one moment that I am the best weightlifting coach that there is.
We wouldn't have you on here unless you were.
I appreciate that.
And no one else could come.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. I'm the best of the rest. I can take that.
Yeah, just kidding.
But anyway, so let's say I'm the best weightlifting coach in the world, and to get on a world team you can only have 2 weightlifters per category on the team. And let's say USA Weightlifting says, all right, Bobby, you're the best coach that we've ever seen. We want you to develop everyone. And they send me 3 athletes in the same category. You know what? I can only get 2 of them on the team. I'm going to fail one. And so the point I'm trying to make is your body is your body. And there's nothing that I'm going to be able to do for that 3rd athlete. They can train just as much as the other 2, but if their goal is to make a team, then they're not going to be successful. So what I say to that person is, like, we all are going to set, goals. Like, what number do you want to snatch? What number do you want to clean and jerk? And that's how I kind of break down those barriers of women saying, I don't want to put on too much muscle, all this other stuff. It's like, you won't. You're going to put on lean muscle. You're going to look fine. Nothing to worry about.
With a PH.
I'm sorry.
Fine.
Oh, yes.
Sorry.
Yes. See, I heard PH, and I thought we were talking about some type of woman, something or other that I had 0.
You're like, oh no, she's going to talk about the oozing.
Yeah. But fine. That's, obviously when someone comes to me and says, hey, I want to be a weightlifter, I'm not going to say, all right, great, we're going to get you fine. We're going to get you strong.
Right.
And I don't necessarily sell weightlifting as weightlifting. I sell it as self-confidence. And you get the self-confidence because you can see the weight on the bar going up. And no one has any control over that than you. Right. So if you say, I want to hit 50 kilos, and you come in and day 1, you're only at 20, and then next week you're at 21, and it's 22, you can see that, and you can feel that you're getting better. And then if you have a good coach that's communicating with you, and you're talking about, hey, what are some of the things that you feel like are doing great? And they spew out these things that they feel like they're doing really good. All right. Are any things that are roadblocks, anything that we can help remove? And then they say those things, and that's what my job is, to get rid of those roadblocks, to make sure that they're able to train as much as they can do. And then they're taking control of everything. And so that's how you get past, that's how I get past the stereotype, whether it's a female that doesn't want to get too bulky. I love coaching youth athletes. That's where I have the most fun. And the question isn't going to stunt their growth. And in the back of my mind, the best weightlifters are short. I want them stunted anyway. but it does. It's for
shorter muscles are stronger.
Yeah.
It's easier to build.
For kids, and when at a certain age, they're coming in to learn weightlifting. They're learning how to snatch and clean and jerk. They're not going through a strength program. And when people kind of make that differentiation, then the parents are on top of it, and then it's starting to sell the confidence. And I've got tons of stories on kids and seeing them grow in confidence, and sometimes it's like right there in front of your face.
That's why I think it's great for women also, because it builds so much confidence.
It does, yeah. Most of the people that we coach at our gym are females.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. Love to see it.
Yeah, the two best athletes that I've coached are females, and I've made world teams. I've been all over the place, and it like I said, it's something that you can control, and you're only competing against yourself. Guys like to compete against each other and kind of show off a little bit, and so it's that makes it a little bit more difficult to kind of get them to hold on to their own goals, because they're like, well, this guy's doing something over here, I gotta that's a guy thing.
But also I do think if you're serious about it, it can help you train ego. If you lose ego, you won't be competing against a guy, your neighbor. You'll only be competing against yourself and your best self. So I do think that exercise and weightlifting specifically can exponentially help you get over your ego.
Yep. Yeah, and the trick is, and I bet if you went into, I believe Coach Spencer's coaching at Florida right now. Correct. I bet if you went into their weight room when they're all training together, they're broing out. They're all cheering each other on. And, that's why Florida has always been kind of a top-notch team. If you go to some of these other, teams that maybe aren't performing as well, that's probably not there. And you see these people that are they're just there, and they're not, and they're doing the work, and they're just kind of going through the motions. And you get a support system of people that want you to do well, and then you've got your own support system of tracking your own measurables and how to how far along you've started from it and to get to, and then you're like, wow, this is really cool, and that's what really builds a big team culture, and I think weightlifting can be a big part of that. And if you start, and I've always said that if I was an athletic director of a school district, I would definitely implement weightlifting at middle school age, and because it's really fun. And like I said, you can do and see the confidence of the weight going up on the bar, and it does a lot of things. You're developing kids and teaching them how to do a very technical movement with the snatch and the clean and jerk. If they do it right, you're teaching them how to squat properly. They're going to have really good levers, flexibility, range of motion is all going to be there. And so by the time they're hitting high school, they're already exposed to that. And if you've done it right and you have the right people in place, you've got these kids that have been in the gym since junior high. They have built confidence, and they associate that confidence with being in the gym. So they just want to be back in the gym and training. And now you've got a pipeline of athletes. And in high school, most teams that are really good, it's not because they've got the best football players, it's because they have the best group of athletes. And you can have a good group of athletes for football, basketball, any sport, softball, volleyball, basketball, doesn't matter. And you have a pipeline, and now you've got the school that's just churning out athletes, and you're not ever rebuilding, you're just reloading with talent that comes behind there. So anyway,
you want to create a machine is basically what you want to do.
A pipeline of kids that are just training and getting in there, getting some work done, and going through it. And
just so you know how you have you ever heard of the pencil test or like when the psychiatrist has you hold a pencil in your mouth?
I don't think so.
Okay, so if you put a pencil in your mouth, it mimics the muscles that you use to create a smile.
Mm-hmm.
And within 7 seconds, you'll feel happy because you've forced your muscles to work. That anyway, if you're doing,
remember that for fights at home.
Just put a pencil in your mouth.
Yeah.
If you, you're gonna get stabbed with a pencil.
I know.
If you're doing a snatch, and you've got the weight all the way up overhead, arms are back, right? You're in a positive, very confident posture. You're telling your body you're confident. Mm-hmm. Your mind will follow that. Form follows function. Function follows form, vice versa. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we got the answer to world peace is what we're saying. We do.
Get everyone in the gym. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming. I'm going to harass you on this recording so that you have to say yes. We'd love to have you do like a live clinic with us if we could have you come to our facility.
Sure.
We'll pay you. And
I'll take it.
Okay. So make sure to check out Muscle Spasms for some little tidbits from that. And next up is Eating Limes with Arzon. Make sure, what is your Instagram? Or how do you want people to follow you?
It's
if you
at
want
3 Ring.
God, you suck at Instagram too.
I know.
You're like such a dude.
I don't post really much or anything. And when I do, it's just other people's stories.
Do you want to be successful? Or
Yeah, the only thing I really post is when I steal someone else's phone and I just take a picture of some weird smile I have. And when they get to it, they say, hey, look at this guy. I'm like, yeah, that's me.
Anyway, I hope I instilled some confidence in you posting more. Okay. Yeah. So make sure to check him out at 3 Rings.
That's right. 3 Ring, yeah.
I follow him. We'll tag him. And when I say we, I mean Fatima, who's sitting here being very quiet. You guys did not hear her. She was very stressed. She was like, what if I do something stupid? I was like, you always do. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, love you guys. Can't wait for Arzon. Bye.
Okay. Welcome to Eating Limes with Arzon. Your host is Arzon, and you.
I'm Mara, the best friend.
Nah. Okay. Let's get it.
He's lying.
You look like a nerd right now. Stop. Stop.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm excited. I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to be on your show. I'm on the show. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
What are we talking about today? Host? Champ? Turbo? How was your day yesterday?
I need to look.
I cannot believe that you didn't this morning. Welcome to WJOD News live from Plano, Texas. We had a storm that took out most of the power of the city, and Arzon slept all the way through it. We had water coming into my house.
Good.
Because I live in the bushes outside of your window.
No, you don't. Then why do you say you ate last night at 11 o'clock in the 11 o'clock? You were watching my thing on your bed. There's no bed out there.
Listen.
Okay, just shush.
Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Chia
Boss?
beans.
Chia beans?
Chia beans, whatever you call it.
Chia beans or chia seeds?
Chia seeds.
Okay.
Same exact thing. I can't find it.
Do you want me to do it?
Yes, you do.
I am the assistant, so you just go ahead and be the host. Why don't you?
This is your podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
It is my podcast. Muscle Spasms, the podcast, is my podcast.
I'm just a
This is your segment. This is your show. I'm just here on the mic with you.
You're so annoying.
Okay, so what are we talking about? Chia seeds? Mm-hmm. You want to talk about some benefits of chia seeds?
Yeah.
Okay, well, first, before we get into that, yesterday you lifted weights because you're getting jacked. How do you feel about that? It's a slow process, right?
Can we just go to that?
You don't want to talk about your progress?
We're just gonna go.
Why?
Cause this is not the.
Why?
That's a different podcast.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Eating Limes with Arzon is all about Arzon. Arzon's journey. Arzon's never giving up.
Okay.
Arzon is the oak tree. Oh, man.
Thank you. I lost it.
Okay. Benefits of chia seeds. What's a chia seed?
A seed.
Oh. Chia. Is it like one of those guys that like the heads that you grow hair? You eat those?
How did you find that? To be honest.
Okay.
I was the one that teach you how to do full screen. And you don't even know.
You don't even know.
You don't know how to do
You
do
don't.
not know how to do full screen.
Here we go. Benefits of chia seeds. Chia seeds contain quercetin, an antioxidant that can reduce your risk of developing severe health conditions, including heart disease. They are high in fiber, which can also lower high blood pressure and in turn reduce your risk of developing heart disease. They also help in weight loss.
Can I read it?
Yes. How much? Read out those percentages.
There's. Why is it 2x? 4 percentage of
64%.
64% more
Yes. Potassium?
potassium than a bean.
A banana.
What? Okay, banana. That's 64.
2 times the antioxidants of blueberries. 2 times. Not 1. Not 3. How many?
4. 2 times. 41% of your
Daily fiber. Do you know what fiber does? It gets all that stuff out of your intestines. It helps move stuff out. Makes more poop for you. It makes it more poop.
5 times more.
It makes it more poop.
5 times more. 5 times
Mm-hmm.
more
You got it. So that was very close. This one's a tough one. Calcium
than milk.
Yes. Good job. 5 times more calcium than milk.
100% more omega 3.
Yes. Yes. Omega 3s.
Omega 3s than
You know this one because we eat it all the time. All the time. All right.
salmon. 3 times more iron than sushi.
Close. 3 times more iron than spinach.
Oh.
Probably has way more than 3 times than sushi.
20%
Protein.
protein
You know what we need protein for?
to get the muscles.
Yeah. Show me guns. Show me guns. For all those that are watching on YouTube, you get to see the guns. For all those listening on iTunes, go to YouTube. Check it out. Guns for days. Guns for days. Okay.
32 more
32% of your daily magnesium.
Okay, that's all of them.
That's all of them on that page. There's so many benefits.
You're reading another page.
You want me to read another one?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do? We have chia seeds here.
Looks so delicious.
Does it look delicious? Okay, so what happens is, can I tell you more about chia seeds? A little bit that I know from my brain?
Let me mix it more.
You You want to mix it more? You want to make all that noise on the podcast?
ASMR.
How do you know about ASMR? How do you know? You're 10 years old. Get off of there. Okay, so hydration is extremely important, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and when you're dehydrated, you're severely dehydrated by just being 2% dehydrated. That's only 2% can make you more tired, can give you brain fog, can make you arzon and be crabby, like all those things. Dehydration, right?
Yeah.
So you know how a cucumber seed is really gooey, right? So a chia seed, when it hydrates, it's the same gooiness, right? Okay. So that gel that's on the outside of it, that's actually what hydrates us. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not even like water. It's a gel hydration that goes into our cells because of osmosis and how things move through have you heard of homeostasis yet in school? You'll get there. I promise. Anyway.
No.
Wait. We had to wait 5 minutes. So you made some
5 minutes. It's been
You made some
13
chia pudding.
minutes.
You made some chia pudding for us to try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So once you make the chia pudding, you have to put chia seeds in there to hydrate for 5 minutes. And I know it's been more than 5 minutes, but we get to try it now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready? So you're going to go ahead and you can check out what kind of pudding did you make? Which ones?
This one's chocolate.
Uh-huh.
This one's berries.
Yes.
As you can tell, the chia things
They're bigger, right?
bigger now.
Yeah, they're all gooey.
Now, I tried this one. And Mara
Did you try it with your... We're going to try both. Did you try it with the chia seeds yet?
No.
Okay.
I tried it by itself, but without the chia seeds. So.
Dude, your cousins blow you up more than anybody I've ever seen in my life. They blow you up.
Yeah, I get 300 text messages a day.
300 a day? I get like 8.
3, 2.
And 6 of them are from you.
No, I don't text.
Okay.
You don't taste the chia seeds.
Right? It's good though, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's good with the texture. You want to try this one?
Okay. Cheers. Cheers.
Oh my god, you don't like this one, right? I can have this one.
I like this one.
Thank
you. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I feel like you just don't like it.
No, just get out of here.
I feel
Eat yours. Thank you very much.
Of course. Did you know that is coconut? There's no milk in it at all. Isn't that delicious?
That's why it tastes like dark chocolate.
Why?
I don't like dark chocolate.
But you like this one. What if you put a little of this one?
What if I put
a little of this one?
What if I put a little bit of milk in here?
No.
Tastes more better. I'm done.
It was so good for you. That'll run right through you. Run right through.
When
you know what
I
else
eat
it'll
these,
do? It'll hydrate you. Hydration is the key to good sleep, is the key to weight loss, is the key to getting jacked. I'm going to kill you.
ASMR.
You already ate it all. I see how you are.
ASMR.
Do you have a girlfriend yet?
No. I'm going to watch my phone. Nothing.
You got a girlfriend in your phone? No. Are you fibbing to me? Are you fibbing right now?
I'm joking. I don't want. What? You want to see? Want to see? You see. That's my group that I get 300 text messages, and then my family, good text messages.
300 messages.
And got my cousin, my look.
Oh, sorry.
Cousin, my other cousin. Yeah, has that.
Mara, my trainer.
My mom did that, by the way. I'm changing it to the worst changer. And
Should we sing a song?
no. And I got my other cousin that's named
We need to
Everest.
make a theme song for this podcast, so we're going to have to sing a song eventually.
Welcome to Eating Ours on. Don't know what to eat. So all you eat is limes.
We're sharing things about what you could eat, what you should eat.
What you should eat and what you can't eat. Don't eat anything that is not good for you.
Persimmons, chia, lemon juice. Persimmons, chia, lemon juice. Persimmons, chia, lemon juice. Kumquats. You know what? You got any more? Peaches, nectarines. What's the difference? Who knows? They taste the same.
Yeah. That is the theme song now.
That's the theme song now. That's it.
So,
What time do you wake up today?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
What time do you go to bed?
12.
Midnight?
Mm-hmm.
Were,
What? The one.
Were you partying?
No, I just watched my phone and my cousin.
You went to your cousin's?
Well, yeah, my cousin was here.
And you were partying?
No, they left at like 10 o'clock.
And then you stayed up till midnight?
No, 1 o'clock.
You stayed up till 1?
Yeah.
Doing what?
Watching my phone and
Nothing good happens
no,
after 11 o'clock.
No. I joined a call with them.
Okay.
And we're playing Subway Surfer
Subway Surfer?
and Pokemon Go. And Roblox. Yeah.
Until 1 in the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, if you want to get super jacked, I want you eating, breathing,
I eat.
and dreaming
I'm dreaming
about me. What was the last dream you had?
about this dinosaur. Came to my house and he was like, "What's up, buddy?" And I'm like, "I want to go on your back." And then I went on his back and then...
Was it Pokey?
And I went on his back and
Could he fly?
he licked me. And I didn't like it.
What did it feel like?
It felt different. And then he had these little wings on him, so he fly me to his Earth, his planets. And it was really fun. And I was watching a movie that was really bad. So I yeah.
That was in your dream? You were watching a movie that was bad?
Mhm.
Did you know that, and maybe this is not true all across the board, but when there's like a TV with like something on it, it means you're self-reflecting in a dream. That's what the archetype is. I had a boyfriend that made me go to therapy, and the guy would assess my dreams.
Oh, yeah, you need to go to therapy.
Why? I think I'm cool.
You got something wrong with you.
It's just one thing?
You
Do you think
fall,
it's like...
You fall too much. you have too much different languages in your head. You speak too much.
You think I talk too much?
Yeah. For what?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to stretch you for so long today. Dude, every minute that you're on that phone, I'm going to go 10 more minutes of stretching.
Wait, I'm stretching?
Yeah, son.
No. Come later and do it.
Come later and do it?
Yes.
You want to be done after this?
No, just come later to do it because you can. How about we change it to 30 minutes today? Because
What if we make it fun?
I don't like to.
Well, I do have some surprises for you this weekend, so maybe we could. Okay.
Well, I already know one of them. And that's
No, you don't.
is the gym and a workout.
No, you don't.
What is it?
You don't really need to know right now.
What is it?
Wait until it happens to you.
When is it gonna happen? When and what is it?
Why don't you tell me something nice?
Well,
Are you done? Okay, so
goodbye, guys.
you have to say thank you so much for...
Thank you so much for watching.
Check us out.
Subscribe to the channel.
Yep. And check us out on Instagram
And
because
hit
that's
that
where...
like button. And subscribe to our
Where is
Mara's Instagram. So you
No, the Muscle Spasms Instagram. That's where they can see the cooking video of how to make the chia pudding.
Yeah, that.
Muscle.spasms. Okay?
Okay.
You done?
Yes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
We love you guys. Goodbye.